New vice presidential turmoil comes up as Trump released a list of the people who their campaign is vetting. That means they send out paperwork. It's where they confess how much money they've made, what their taxes are. They have to report all this stuff to the president so that he can check and make sure all their paperwork is square. They're not criminals, they're not whatever. This is formal, actual paperwork, actual steps toward vice president. And you won't believe who's on the list. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. If at any time during this segment, you see someone you want to be vice president, throw it down in the chat. Tell us, I want this guy. It's okay. That's what we're here for. I like hearing from you and finding out, because we've had a lot of people going for Byron Donalds recently. Here we go. And don't forget to subscribe. That's your job. Subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Let's watch Jesse Waters introduce this.
Reports out tonight that say the Trump campaign has begun the process of formally requesting information from a small group of potential running mates.
Now, here's the list that first came out last night. Here's the Trump team sent VP vetting paperwork to the following people. Doug Burgum. Now, he's rich. He's someone Trump likes. I think he's a humble man that Trump really likes. He also delivers, I believe it's North Dakota that he, is it North Dakota or North Carolina? Boy, I don't know. I'm terrible now. Marco Rubio, we all know him. JD Vance. Those are the top three right now on the list. Then below them, Tim Scott. And then just as alternates, I believe they're checking out Byron Donalds, Elise Stefanik, Ben Carson. Where's Vivek Ramaswamy? All my people on the right keep asking because they've been totally misled on this one. He was never part of this exchange, but there he is. He's been visiting the woke Pope. Moving on.
The vetting process has begun. The potential candidates are North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, Florida Senator Marco Rubio, and Ohio Senator J.D. Vance.
Okay, it's North Dakota on Doug Burgum. Woo! He delivers North Dakota. That'd be great. J.D. Vance, he would deliver Ohio, but Ohio's already solidly in Trump's pocket. And of course, Marco Rubio lives in the state of Florida with Trump. He'd have to move out, but Florida's also solidly in Trump's pocket. The only one remotely close to bringing in a state for Trump would be Doug Burgum. Not in love with the guy. I don't think he's the most conservative. I think he's the most normal. And I think Trump likes hanging out with normal people for 4 years.
Other people are still likely being considered, but this initial outreach suggests that these men are on the top of Trump's list.
Here's the headline from The Hill. Trump ramps up VP search, sending vetting materials to contenders. Now, the other thing is, I think Doug Burgum probably has the most to disclose in his financials. I think Marco Rubio is already kind of pre-vetted. I believe J.D. Vance is also pre-vetted. So why is it a big deal this material goes out? I think this material is because Trump is very seriously considering boring Doug Burgum. He even has my name, Doug, Vice President Doug Burgum. And remember, who he's picking is going to be president. One could be the president one day.
Other potential running mates like Tim Scott have been vetted, but not to the level of Burgum, Rubio, and Vance. Donald Trump says he plans to make his VP pick announcement closer to the Republican National Convention in July.
So we're less than 2 months away. We're going to find out. In fact, we're probably around a month away. We're going to find out real soon. And it's probably going to leak because of the amount of vetting and the amount of layers they have to go through on these guys. They have to do a deep investigation on them. And then the alternates will be people like Tim Scott, Byron Donalds, Elise Stefanik will be the alternates, and all of our favorites are going to be among the alternates. And also no Tulsi Gabbard, guys. Don't even go. I know you think she's cute. That's all she's ever been. She's a gun grabber. She's never going to be a Republican VP or president.
The Burgum movement is real. Paperwork is being exchanged. And you're right to point to those top three. They definitely are under consideration for VP. But sources are telling us that that list is a little longer than that. We're in a different phase now. They're in the serious vetting.
They have to do a longer list because if suddenly you find something wrong with the guy, like there's some kind of illicit affair or something the Democrats could use against him. He did a wrong deal with Big Pharma, or he did a wrong deal with an environmentalist thing, or there's some, secret hidden drug addict brother. They bring out the family members, they bring out DUIs, driving under the influence, all that. But then they get kicked off list. Then someone alternate has to be there. They want their options open, including this guy who's one of my favorites.
But it also includes Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton.
Tom Cotton. Man, I would love to see him be vice president and president. He's not, I've only seen him in a couple of reports and heard a couple of rumors. You guys already saw me do a video on Tom Cotton. I've done a video on all these people. I've covered all of the people on the list. So if you have subscribed to this show, then you're not out of the loop on it.
It includes, as you mentioned, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, Florida Congressman Byron Donalds, and even former presidential candidate and former HUD Secretary Dr. Ben Carson.
And Ben Carson is also a top tier favorite of mine and this audience. So very interesting to me that on this list, there for the top three, if it's J.D. Vance, Doug Burgum, and Marco Rubio speaks Spanish, so at least he's Cuban. All the others, though, there's no women, there's no blacks. So if that was the direction they were going to go in, I think Trump might be showing numbers that are very positive for women and blacks, so he doesn't feel like he has to reach out to those communities. Now he can pick whoever he wants.
I argue that this is a really important pick. Most times it's not. I think that this time it is sending a signal of stability to Republican voters. You want to be able to say, we as a ticket are going to run, and then the future of the Republican Party is likely this person that you choose, because, as you note, I mean, that will be the way forward.
That's also why Trump is picking serious people. These are serious candidates. These are serious politicians. These aren't children. These aren't great on the debate stage. These aren't great, sexy characters. They're not that. They're not there for their good looks and their even their amazing intelligence. They're there because they're great people with true character, gravitas, presence, charisma, and values. I'm Doug in Exile.